It should be very obvious why certain narratives do not resonate with a person like me, especially when I first came out giving you vital information that shows you the hypocrisy of Lifetime Network feeding you this bullshit called Surviving R. Kelly and bypassing all the affiliations involving the people that finance these companies behind the scenes. As a person from the South who has faced so much discrimination on my own terms, I refuse to allow a system feed me some bullshit and then resurrect this old-ass law that shows the hypocrisy of all these individuals with these platforms that encourage the very behavior that leads these women in these toxic relationships, chasing these dreams to be these reality stars or movie stars, and bypass all the other stars from the past who have exposed the industry time and time again, while we see these politicians using your emotions to secure their positions and keep these cycles in repeat. In Robert Kelly's case, we've seen all this evidence displayed on social media. We've heard alleged child porn has been taken to CNN. We see the obstruction going on via social media. And to top it off, to see the way this judge who has been selected is moving, and considering that they are overseeing the person who did the most on the internet's case as well, that seems like a pretty big conflict as all these individuals tiptoe around the other conflicts surrounding this whole case. So never mind, people took it upon themselves to create such a public outcry that we would deny a man's due process rights. Forget the fact that these people put all this information on these platforms. Forget the fact that this network that even fed you the bullshit has something similar on their network that promotes this type of lifestyle. Yet I don't see the FBI swooping in like they did with Robert Kelly. Let's forget the fact that these individuals put all this information out publicly and then wanted to be anonymous in the court as Jane Doe's. Forget the fact that all of these actors exposed their storylines even before this man was locked up, and how people like me pointed out the corruption early on, and how these stories and allegations still should be backed up with sufficient evidence instead of all the propaganda we're seeing being led by these agents of chaos stirring the pot. The biggest insult to injury is when you see all these other celebrities who once had no problem with Robert Kelly, who even worked with Robert Kelly, allow these stories put on this scripted show, tell them how they felt a person really is, never mind they never witnessed the allegations they've heard. Now, never mind all the things we've witnessed publicly displayed about all these people who were once affiliated with this man, who were once associated with people within his circle, and even those who publicly allow their children to engage in certain behaviors right in our face to push these agendas. So with all that being said, it's mighty funny how the black community had so much to say about Robert Kelly, but they don't have that same energy towards Disney, Lifetime, A&E, and all these other conglomerates that pimp these individuals out and then play with your emotions. Make it make sense. And then everybody wants to avoid the fact and how all these allegations resurface by these clout chasers, and how we watch them continue to pimp their daughters out using this social media. So what happens when these girls continue to abuse the law and the government abuses this RICO statute in order to garner the convictions they want when they don't have the evidence? Are we, the people, going to be so emotionally unstable we're going to continue to allow alleged victims' rights to be violated as well? Oh, that's right. Maybe some of you conveniently forgot how they tried to intimidate this girl they claim to be on this tape from the early 2000s, and then tried to flip-flop the narrative right in your face. But hey, I guess I'm the only one who paid attention to how they picked their way through all these individuals publicly trying to get them to go along with their plans. What really got me is the fact that I continue to bring people's eyes to the corruption I see playing out just for these people to come publicly with these stories and want to be anonymous in court while they're paraded on all these stages with not a pot to piss in.
Right now, there is no active investigation in Florida, but the parents of one young woman hope that changes. A Polk County father claims his daughter is one of several young women allegedly recruited and trapped in a sex cult devoted to the singer. Now, the father says Kelly promised to help his daughter with her music career, but was actually recruiting her for sex. The father says the Polk County Sheriff's Office couldn't help because his daughter wouldn't cooperate with investigators. Now, we actually spoke with Sheriff Grady Judd today because it was his office that arrested R. Kelly back in 2003.
That's after investigators found nude photos of young girls at his rental home in Davenport. That warrant stemmed from the case in Chicago. So here's what the sheriff told us today about the day of the arrest.
He was hiding out in Davenport in some lease houses. Of course, it's hard to hide R. Kelly.
Well, hold on. That ain't what the prosecutors presented in court, claiming that this man was a threat to society, that he had the ability to flee, that he would be able to continue his enterprise as these people show on the internet they're willing to do the most in his name. So clearly it should set in why I put certain things public that was going on in your face behind the scenes so that we'd all be on the same page and recognizing no man would allow these people to do this stupid shit in the midst of an open investigation, which happens to be a RICO case.
So law enforcement officials there notified us. We found him and promptly arrested him. Oh, he was totally cooperative.
The sheriff tells us because of issues with the search warrant, ultimately the charges in Polk County were dropped. As for the case involving the young girl from Polk, the sheriff says that although the family lives there, they say the incident happened in Kissimmee. So we're reaching out to law enforcement there to see if they plan on investigating these claims.
So clearly, let me repeat the same information I told y'all 3 years ago. Clearly, these people had no case against this man without all this extra shit that played out via social media. And that told me a lot when it came to reading the paperwork and clearly trying to give this man his presumption of innocence while all these people were activated to come out here and make him look guilty and hella crazy. So friendly reminder as I go through my content yet again to remind you of all the facts I put out there right in your face.
We did our job. We brought the information to the public. Surviving R. Kelly went off, we kept that shit going. We got bus drivers, we got police officers, we got assistants, we got friends, we got people to lie, we got the storage. We got motherfucking video, audio. We got the storage. We got motherfucking video, audio. You ever seen Asriel at my house? You ever seen parents at my house?
That I don't on my music. I admit that I will on my music. Want it back, but they don't want to do it. What the fuck, nigga? I wrote that music. I did that bumping ground. I did that 12.
I am handcuffed like a lot of you motherfuckers. I'm handcuffed by my destiny. It's too late. They should have did this 30 years ago. It's too late.
Maybe if people actually spent time listening to the red flags Robert Kelly dropped out of his own mouth, it's very unlikely these people pushing certain agendas would have been able to manipulate the information that he actually put out. The general public was spoon-fed these narratives of how all these women just needed a platform to tell their stories. Never mind They didn't tell you we had a whole individual who spent decades telling these stories over and over, giving all these individuals the ammunition to target this celebrity and avoid the hypocrisy. What I find more perplexing is how all these people were able to then come to the internet and put all this information out here that shows us the true motive of these individuals pushing these stories. They also gave light to how the government is willing to overlook the lack of credibility these individuals have and bypass all the fraudulent activity they put on platforms to even using individuals whose backgrounds are not any better than the accusations that they're talking about on their Red Table Talk.
Yo, can I with you? What?
ACP, did you see this?
Look, if it ain't official Dana J, Levi for Kelly, Primadonnanews, I don't even want to see it. Just take the phone. Look, you got some weed? Dang. Gotta get some. Alright, hurry up. Diesel and them here, everybody here, we waiting on you. Alright.
I woke up like this. I woke up like this. We flawless.
A very talented young man.
Boy, be brave. Don't be afraid. We're gonna go all the way.
Believe I can fly. It's the remix to Ignition, hot and fresh out the kitchen. See you again someday. There is something that I want from you.
Boy, be brave. Don't be afraid. Be brave, don't be afraid. We're gonna.
I admit that I don't own my music. I admit that I will own my music. Want it back, but they don't wanna do it. What the fuck, nigga? I wrote that music. I did that bumping ground. I did that 12.
I am handcuffed like a lot of you motherfuckers. I'm handcuffed by my destiny.
Gotham City. City of justice, yeah, a city of love, a city of peace, every one of us.
He actually stayed at their home in Detroit, and her mother actually was sexually attracted to him as well. And he said when Aaliyah would go to sleep, that he would, this is what he said. He said that he would go in the living room and him and her would do sexual acts on the couch while Aaliyah was sleeping in the bedroom.
R. Kelly was having sex with Aaliyah and her mother at the same time?
That's
I mean, not the exact same time, but
that's
the
what he
same
said.
time frame?
That's what he says, yeah.
Oh, so maybe this is why Aaliyah's parents have never spoken out themselves.
Makes sense to me.
Okay. Wow, this is something I've never heard before.
Right. Came from his mouth.
Okay. And, I mean, you're 17 at the time, so I guess it didn't really
Yeah, I just was
bother
like,
you.
well, I don't know either.
She called Tamara after I told her. I said, listen, the truth gonna come out, goddammit. You keep on fucking with my daughter, the truth is gonna come out. You need to fucking leave her alone.
Wait a minute. Well, hold on. Back up. So Tamara knows already?
Yeah.
She know the truth?
Hell yeah, I told her.
So then I don't understand how they know all of the truth about these people, but they still allowing them to be a part of it.
Well, you know why? They had spent over $3, $4, $5 million, and it's too late to edit that shit and take them out.
That's some crazy shit. Now I can see y'all and y'all daughters, but if you know that, you know, these other girls are being dishonest, my thing is, what makes you think that it's not gonna come out later and then you're gonna look like a damn fool?
Exactly.
People like Me Too movement who played the role to get a part of a goddamn TV series to be their name affiliated with it, and I ain't get a phone call. Even from Tanya Burks. So let's stop making people false heroes. And I'm not saying that about anybody, because not the nation, because I know Minister Farrakhan, you know, he definitely spoke. I think he had a problem. I didn't really know what the depths of the meeting went, but I know he did have a meeting with him. But these other ones that was a part of Lifetime and all this shit, we need them. We need them to step up and them to act like they plan a platform. All we doing is playing on each other as black people. That's it. For fame and fortune. That's it.
I want to say that, Lo, and I don't mean to cut you off. I got to say this. I got to say it. I see who Tasha Unwind on here. I see you. You're a good person. I want to see all these other bloggers that's on here.
Look, Angelo couldn't even keep a straight face with that shit.
I want you to take what I'm going to say to you right now. Right now. You got a big platform. I really need for you to hear me clearly. I need everyone who said what happened on that Lifetime documentary, hold them accountable. Hold Lifetime accountable. Hold Bloom and Mary accountable. Hold these people accountable to make sure these people can go on Lifetime and say what they said happened. All these people accountable, make sure they talk to Kim Fox. Make sure they talk to Carl Howard. Make sure they talk to Homeland Security. Make sure they talk to the FBI. These people are waiting on to hear from you. From my knowledge, some of them have not heard from you. And if you haven't talked to them, well, shame on you.
All of this, you're going to see this in future testimony, but Azrael knows where everything is. When I say the tape, she knows who's who. She knows where the bank accounts are, where the money is. She knows who's using who. Not seen what we've been trying to show you, that you've been brainwashed. But once she watched that documentary and she read the emails that I sent over to her, that he was sending to Joycelyn, telling Joycelyn the same things that he told her, hiding other tapes for Azrael, just like London on the Track's mom was doing, Cheryl, I forgot her last name, Cheryl Mack or whatever. And so I'm trying to tell you without telling you too much, because like I said, this is a federal case, and I've even helped out the feds with all the information that I've been given. So I was working with the Department, was it the Department of State? Homeland Security, one of them damn please. Homeland Security, my lawyers were to hand them over everything that we had received.
I talked to Angela now. You gotta get rid of Mason, and you have to get rid of this publicist, because they are working with Avenatti. This was a whole, like, this Gail King thing. They knew about this from like weeks ago, like they've been planning this. I know you don't probably want to listen to me, but please, you cannot let him do this interview on Monday. Like, all of this stuff is a plan to just like put you apart and make shit worse.
Cannot let who do an interview?
This Daryl Johnson guy. The guy who's supposed to be like the publicist or whatever.
Rip me apart how?
Get you away?
Rip me apart how?
Like, it's just all things. Like, I don't know.
No. Just be specific. Be specific. Rip me apart how?
Okay, I want you to find out. I want you to find out how and let me know.
And when I drop the videos, the pictures, the paperwork, for him to get on live to say that Azrael is not right in R. Kelly, really? Really? Now, I gave him R. Kelly's jail records. Ask him how he got R. Kelly's jail records. Ask him how I got the emails between Azrael and R. Kelly. So you mean to tell me I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about?
The article state that the other person was in trouble. It did not. It did not. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. You think we don't know? And I'm not saying that they can't pull no shit, but what I'm saying is I'm talking about the article at hand. There was a reason why the article didn't say what it said. And for people to make all these assumptions and oh boy, to be a lawyer, you should know. If the feds got something, they ain't gonna announce it. They already got it. And if they gonna do something with it, they gonna do something with it. Ain't gonna be no reporter letting people know ahead of time what's going on. When you hear Fed investigation, everybody know that. Guess what? You hear after they've made arrests, okay? You hear after that.
So I do believe that, 'cause initially I was talking to Angelo Caleri and I was talking to Tim Savage in the very beginning, because one of the things that that I felt was important to do was get everybody at the table so we can mediate this thing. Let's sit down, let's work this thing out.
Okay, because I'm letting you know now. Well, I'll call you tomorrow.
Okay, I did want to tell you, to switch the 90 days out, but when you do switch them out, I did have a lot of stuff to talk to you about, really good stuff. What do you mean? We already talked about last week switching out the days. We've been talking about that, so why are you saying wow?
Yeah, because you hung up on me and called right here to the building, and they called me to the floor to discuss the same thing I had already told you.
Sorry for you. No. Don't say nothing to me. Don't say nothing to me. Do not say anything to me. Joy is in jail for assault. So I feel so sorry for the both of you. Don't say anything other to me. I feel bad for you. I know, yes you do. You do. You knew I was coming up here to get Joy and you lied to her. Yep. I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for you, Bear. I'm sorry for you. I am so sorry for you. Oh, it's Bear. It's done. It's done, Bear. It's done. It's over. It's over. You may not even make it to trial. I'm so sorry for you. I'm sorry. I really did love you. And you lied to me, and you used me, and you played me. Yes, you did, Bear. Yes, you did, Bear. Bye.
Get the bag. Get the bag. Y'all niggas know what it is. You know we get the bag. And you know we get the bag. And you know I gets the bag. We get the bag. Too big. Look at the whip. Check out the wrist. Walk in the club. Already lit. Got niggas on wait. Hold up. Got bitches on go. Come on. Got perp out a pound. So you know we gon' blow. She throwing pussy, so I'm throwing money. Bend it over, now she putting it on me. Never met her, come a VIP nigga looking like he wanna run up on me. Just in case 100,000 on me. One for calling, that's 100 homies. 20 bitches out the club, and take them to the crib and in the whole party there. And you know we get the bag. No grocery, we really get the bag. Pull up in the phone, hop up with a phone, hit the mall and pop tags. When a nigga was a young boy, all I thought about was getting the cash. Yeah, nigga getting the money now, so you know a nigga gon' brag. Still keep it hood cash. bad. Run it up, 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 hey. Run it up, she wanna ride round in the Bentley truck. Her and a nigga, they done broke it up. Way back in the Maybach, suck it up. Private plane with the gang, take a trip. That's your man, you insane, she done rip. I get the bag, hop in the level when I do the dash. My heart on my pick is all glass. When we get your bitch and I smash. I'm a suicide the dough, just a pledge. I'ma put the product with the Saint Laurent, yeah. I'ma turn 100 to a million, no finesse. I'ma take the jet with the gang, cause we bled. And my neck, white coat, VVS.